Greetings and salutations, friends. Welcome to another glorious day here at the Tango Hotel. And today, my friends, we return to talk about Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. That's right, boys. A game that literally does not exist. But that's okay, because we can continue to talk about it forever and ever and ever and ever. And we will continue to do so, because I am very excited with some of the news that's coming out. Now, I've heard a little bit of grumblings in the community that some people are not very happy with it, but that is understandable. Anytime something like this changes, it will ruffle a few feathers. But I am actually quite hopeful, because one of the biggest things that a lot of people who are not familiar with Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, or who are not familiar with its pedigree, so to speak, complain about is the fact that the art style and the graphics look as if they're already old, as if they're already dated. And one of the biggest reasons for that is because it is somewhat realistic. It looks like it is portraying a realistic environment and realistic characters. Now, that is absolutely going to change, and here we go. And here we are, boys, with the August's producer's newsletter from the Pantheon Rise of the Fallen website, and here it is in black and white. We have opted to shift our in-game art direction to address several needs: performance, speed of development, sustainability, and marketability. And here's some screenshots from the game, and as you can see, it's definitely a more painted look. One might say it's a little bit cartoony, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. And one can understand why, specifically for the marketability part. I hate the argument about the broader and contemporary audience, but in this case, I believe it is probably true. One of the top comments we routinely see from the public is how this game looks old or unappealing. This is an opportunity to reach a broader and more contemporary audience, and I agree, it probably is. The new art style, it says it's a painted look that retains Pantheon's grit. That's yet to be seen. Hopefully they'll release some screenshots of some of the more caves, some of the darker places, some of the more gloomy places, so we can actually see if that's the case. I do have high hopes. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of this, a little bit closer look at this art. As you can see with the tree, it definitely looks like it's been painted, as if it's, I can't really put my finger on it, but it's almost as if it was an animated world in and of itself, and it's not bad, and it hopefully will help them push out more content and more development for Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, so that we can actually get this damn game released. It has been a long time, and I'm hoping this will help it get along. Now, here's the thing: there are some rumblings, and of course, it's going to make some people mad to have some changes. But let's be real. The critiques about the old art style were absolutely true. I mean, look at this thing. Absolutely. So people may be mad, but the thing about it is that this is not a change that will change the gameplay. This is not a change that will change the pedigree, the older, hardcore, group-centric focus that Pantheon Rise of the Fallen has been touting. This doesn't change any of that. This makes it easier to do other things, which hopefully will be the gameplay, the group play, which I'm very much looking forward to seeing. Hopefully, if I ever freaking get in the beta, alpha, pre-alpha, whatever the hell you call it. Hopefully, if I ever get in, I could try it out. Shout out to you, Redhead Flynn. Good job, buddy. Loved your latest video. All right, so speed of development. This shift speeds up the art pipeline substantially, and with what would sometimes take weeks can now take days, or in some cases, hours. Now, I'm really hoping that this is the case. I can understand how having a much simpler art style like this compared to this would make the art assets easier to pump out to flesh out the rest of the game. And I'm also hoping that this next one, the performance, we have run into difficulty with former art performing well on even the beefiest of machines. And we have made progress on this front, but ultimately determined that we could get better gains by a shift in style. And I like that. It means that more machines will be able to run the game than otherwise, especially with the more realistic graphics. Now, later in September, they are going to be bringing a full video presentation of the new art style with in-game samples. And hopefully this will give us a better idea of how this actual art style is going to be implemented in the game. Again, I'm very excited for it. Hopefully it brings new breath to Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, and it continues on its way. Now, one of the things that does give me pause, I will say this, that gives me pause, is the fact that this kind of change was just kind of thrown out there in the producer's letter rather than the first time hearing about it being a full video presentation with new art and in-game samples. Now, maybe that's just because they decided to throw it out and test the waters a little bit, but this sounds like they've already made the decision to make it happen and that this is going to happen. So, again, it gives me pause that they didn't make a big fanfare about it and instead just kind of plopped it out there and was like, here you go. And then we're going to have more on this later, but it might be just to mull it over for a little while. So we've got these samples, as you can see. And so people can get mad, they can get angry, they can get excited, they can do whatever. And then once all of that has died down a little bit, later in September, they will show the full extent of this new art style. Like I say, I'm hoping we see some more, I'm hoping we see a lot of different locales and some of the more grittier stuff, the gloomier stuff, the scarier stuff, the underwater, areas and stuff like that, where we can get a real feel for how this is going to look. Because, you really can't tell with the wolf there. The person, you could definitely see it's a little bit different, but not too much in the way it used to be. Where you could really see the differences in the trees and in the rocks, right? And right now, other than just this thing, we really don't have too much to go on as to how the rest of the game is going to look. So, my dudes, my bros, my homies, thank you for being here. I very much appreciate you staying by with me today to talk about Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. So, until next time, my dudes, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. And I'll see you guys next time. And if you guys want to check out any in the live stream that I do, I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3. Oh my God, Baldur's Gate 3. You can check me out at twitch.tv/Tango Hotel. That's twitch.tv/Tango Hotel. So until then, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. And I'll see you next time, boys. Peace out.